I guess it's my turn. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
I am Johann Henrich Ott, and I am from Bedminster, Pennsylvania. But everybody calls me Henry, and you can do the same. Thank you for coming today. It's very, very hot. In fact, as my father would say, on this very hot day, Henrich, it is so hot. How hot is it? How hot is it, Papa? I think the chickens are laying hard-boiled eggs. I was born in January of 1743 and lived for 62 years. My children laid me to rest here, next to my wife Maria, in 1805. Please forgive my accent. I grew up in a Deutsch-speaking home, like so many others here. But after 281 years of practicing, I now can speak better English. I was a little stiff, but here I am. I will now speak in my very best English. I am honored to speak here today at the request of the Daughters of the American Revolution. It is a privilege to be here. Before I go any further, I'd like to introduce my family. My fourth great-granddaughter, Deborah. There she is, hiding behind the plant. My fifth great-grandson, Joshua. Where are you, Joshua?
He's over here.
Over there. My sixth great-grandchildren, Nina, Gabrielle, and their cousin Emerson. Are there any more Ott descendants here? Ah, yes. Very good. Let's meet up later. I have some old family debts maybe you can help me with. Very old. My father, Hans Michael Ott, came here back in 1733 from the village of Frankenfeld in the Palatinate part of Deutschland, what you now call Germany. He bought 500 acres in Bedminster from William Allen and began farming. William Allen was a close friend and associate of William Penn. I think you now have a town or a village named after William Allen. Does anyone know? Allentown. My father helped set up this church back in 1750s. At that time, it was just a log building across the street. He was one of the first trustees of the Reformed congregation in this church. My father, Hans, is resting over there with my mother. Nina, could you go over and show them where Hans Michael is buried?
Here's the flower piece. Here's the flower piece.
Oh. We have an orchid to put on his grave.
This one?
Okay, Nina. Here, give me your. Go ahead, go put that. Right over there. Let's walk.
So I encourage you to visit with my father and his wife, Catherine.
It's okay.
Thank you, Nina. Yes. I am one of 11 children born to Catherine and Hans on our farm near Keller's Church. It's about 2 hours travel in my day, about 5 minutes today. I can still hear my mother calling me in for supper. Henrich, seid für das Abendessen. Wasch deine Hände and komm herein. Does anyone know what that means? Yeah. Henry, come in for dinner. Wash your hands. This church was our school. Our parents knew the education was very important, so we came to learn here 3 days a week. When we weren't in school, we were busy working on the farm and helping with chores. One of my classmates was Maria Steinbach. She was so pretty, and in 1761, when I was 19, we were married. Over the next 25 years, we had 10 children. We lived on a 108-acre farm that I inherited from my father in Bedminster. We had 3 horses. One horse was very good. We liked her. Her name was Frida. We had 2 cows, 2 sheep, and many chickens. We mostly planted wheat and had a large orchard of apple and peach trees. I can still taste those peaches in the summertime. They were so sweet and juicy. We worked very hard every day to feed our family and sell our produce at the market in Easton, sometimes in Philadelphia. On Sundays, Frida would pull us in the wagon to this church to meet with family and friends and to thank the Lord for our life here in America. My father talked about the hard life he left behind in Deutschland. There were many small kingdoms, many wars, and very high taxes. The lords owned most of the land and didn't allow us to practice our Protestant religion. My father came to America to escape these things and to make a better life for his family. He taught us all to appreciate the freedom he found here in Pennsylvania. In the summer, we loved the family picnics at the farm. They were a favorite tradition. With 11 children and many grandchildren, you can imagine it was very exciting. My father would joke that there are so many ots running around that even the cows are entertained. In 1775, when I was 33 years old, I joined the Pennsylvania militia with my brothers, Peter, Michael, and Jacob. Emerson, will you show us where Peter is resting and take a wreath over there, please? Peter and Catherine had 11 children. Peter was a shoemaker, and he made my boots. And they've held up pretty well, huh? Yeah. Thank you, Emerson. Gabrielle, would you please place a wreath on Michael's grave, my brother Michael?
That's right. Perfect.
Right here, Gabby. Very nice. Thank you, Gabby. Nina, would you grab a wreath, please, and show us where Jacob is resting? There she goes. Jacob and Hannah had 5 children. He was my older brother. My brother and I joined the militia to protect our families. Thank you, Nina. When the American colonies declared independence in 1776, we were ready to fight. We were called to duty by Colonel Arthur Irwin. Anybody know of a village named after Colonel Arthur Irwin? Irwina, yes. We were in the Bucks County 2nd Battalion Bedminster Company at the command of Captain William McHenry. We helped to deliver the boats to Washington's army and for the attack on Trenton. We marched to Fort Billingsport across the river just south of Philadelphia. Our job was to protect the city by stopping the British ships. I was asked to join General Washington's regular army, but could not leave my family and farm for that long. I continued to serve in the militia until the end of the war in 1781. By the grace of Almighty God, my brothers and I lived through the war and continued to provide for our families. I ask you to please listen. We must never forget the sacrifice of those who did not return. I hope that future generations cherish their freedom and have the same sense of duty and patriotism that guided my brothers and me. Thank you to the Daughters of the American Revolution for the opportunity to speak and for their dedication to preserving the history of the American Revolution. I look forward to celebrating the 250th anniversary of American independence in 2 years. I will be here. Thank you for listening to me today. God's blessing and auf Wiedersehen.